Okay, we're back with more TNG Season 1. I feel like we're getting through this series very slowly, but progress is being made. We're up to episode 7 now, which is called Lonely Among Us. Another episode I'm going into completely blind, but I have high hopes considering the last episode was pretty good, considering how bad they were prior, so maybe we're going to ride a high all the way to the end of the season now, getting like another 20 episodes or something to go, so probably not, but fingers crossed. But without further ado, let's get into it.
But both have also applied for admission into our federation. We are to deliver these delegates to this
Getting a diplomacy episode.
Planet called Parliament, in the hope their dispute can be resolved.
Getting serious Journey to Babel vibes already.
We hope
Those are kind of cool looking aliens.
Pleasant and comfortable. Arranging that will be my first officer, Commander Riker.
Welcome aboard. I believe we can accommodate your wishes. We'll rearrange the suite assignments.
I don't like those dress uniforms at all.
Even Parliament's peacemakers may find this case a little difficult. Well, these life forms feel such passionate hatreds over matters of custom, god concepts, even, strangely enough, economic systems.
Sir, my sensors are picking up an unusual
How
energy
utopian
object ahead.
of them.
On screen.
That's kind of a forced line. I can't even imagine hostilities like that. I wish I couldn't either.
So, Worf, why are you interested in this? It's just routine maintenance on the sensor assemblies.
Simple, Geordi. Our captain wants his junior officers to learn.
And so Worf is is a junior officer here.
Okay,
He becomes part of the senior staff pretty quick, huh? It is weird to me seeing Worf in a red uniform, because I've only ever seen him in a yellow. That's a pretty horrible effect.
What happened?
I don't know, we got hit by some sensor feedback, maybe.
Alright, relax, Worf.
He was just monitoring the sensor console when he jerked, as though something hit him. It was a glow. Just for a second,
You didn't see the massive
Your visor device a malfunction.
lightning coming out of the freaking console?
seemed like what I was
Oh, Daisy Fontana wrote this. Man, she's a TOS writer. This is a cool alien design too. Man, they're 2 for 2 in this episode. Uh-oh.
Are you alright? Yes, perfectly. Both of us.
Such a stupid looking head thing.
A mystery is only a mystery, as long as it remains uninvestigated, sir.
I love a mystery, Data.
We're studying Dr. Channing's theory on dilithium crystals.
Tell me about it.
Really? You never seemed that interested in warp theory before.
Trying to learn information about us.
Dr. Channing thinks
She's
it's
possessed or
possible
something.
to force dilithium. This is engineering, not helm control.
Oh, yes. The helm's located on the bridge.
Could she be acting any more suspicious?
Klingons are so unusual in their reactions, aren't they?
Use Science Station 2, Doctor.
Is something wrong, Doctor?
Doctor, are you all right?
Yes.
There's a malfunction in this station. I cannot bring any information up on
Yeah,
it.
Data, did you not see or hear the electricity that she just passed into it?
There's nothing wrong with warp drive circuitry, sir.
Transporter
Is this
room
another new
second
chief
bridge.
engineer? Interesting, they have a rotation of chief engineers. I don't really know if that would be...
Is less than a year
What would be the purpose of that?
You're telling me that there are no explanations for these malfunctions.
At least, sir, all the department heads have reported the damage repaired.
That was not my question, number
He's
one.
lieutenant junior grade and he's the chief engineer.
It wasn't an interlink that was malfunctioning.
Have you spoken with Chief Engineer Argyle about this problem?
Okay, never mind, he's not the
With
chief
all the
engineer.
needed stuff, sir.
You care to explain, sir?
These are not weapons, First Officer. They are tools. We use these to dispatch
they're clearly
the
lightsabers.
animals we consume. And we all have reason to hate the Selly.
They appear to have the same feelings about you, sir.
Violence will not be tolerated on the Enterprise.
You tell him, Riker.
Finish it.
The dubbing's a little clunky on them after all.
We've lost the warp engine computer time.
Warp 5, 4, 3, 2.
If the Enterprise were really this fragile, sir, she never would have left space dock. Therefore, her system's failures are not endemic to the ship, but are the result of the actions of an unknown adversary.
It must be someone from either alien delegation. Now, if the Ferengi could have bought or bribed even one of them, that's all they'd need.
Ferengi contacts have been detected on both Soleil
Why are they
and
assuming
Andor,
it's the Ferengi are
Neither of
involved?
you suggest any other suspects.
You're sounding like a private eye, sir.
Inquiry. Private eye?
Inquiry.
Private consulting investigator, Data, who solves crimes.
But I'm afraid we're going to have to find our solution without history's greatest consulting detective.
Data's gonna be Sherlock
How about
Holmes.
here, Mr. Singh? If the control network breaks off at this point,
I know I keep talking about the chief engineer thing, but it's weird. If they keep introducing a new chief engineer or like main engineering character each episode, we don't get attached to any of them, so we don't. I feel like I'm not connecting to them.
I can handle
You know?
from here, Mr.
So it was kind of a stupid thing to do.
but sir,
I tend to agree, but the captain's orders on this are very clear.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they made an incident in the last episode, and Picard's like, "Hey, you got to learn."
for example, with Channing's dilithium crystals theory I was telling you about,
When were you telling me about that?
When she was
this
possessed.
morning, don't you remember?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Come on, you can start putting the pieces together now. It's pretty obvious. Worf got shocked. She was with Worf. Then she acted weird. Then the systems went out that she was touching. Put the pieces together, guys. We need Sherlock Data. Oh. Mr. Singh, why is there nobody else in engineering? Oh, there comes Worf. Worf just happens to be there.
I just found Mr. Singh. He's dead.
Wait, what? He's dead?
Well, according to these readings, we could go back to warp speed now.
Those aren't the same readings as when I left.
Imprecise, Lieutenant. They
this
omitted
is so-
certain
I love it.
truths, which in itself tells us something. Indubitably, my good woman.
It's something the captain
This is
mentioned.
perfect because Brent Spiner is such a
Sherlock
good
Holmes.
character actor, so it's perfect that he's doing
Indubitably.
this.
They drew medical supplies appropriate to the treatment of minor wounds and abrasions on these life forms.
Which leaves us with only one conclusion.
How is he smoking? He doesn't breathe.
That they were too engaged in their own affairs to have disabled the ship and murdered the engineer. Given the choice, they would rather kill each other than any of us.
Beverly, can you hear me?
Oh, they're hypnotizing her.
Get out of my mind.
I believe something invaded them. It seems the only possible conclusion.
Data.
We must fall back on the old axiom that when other contingencies fail, whatever remains,
However
however
improbable, must be the truth.
must be the truth.
It's so
That
dumb. I love it.
computer net wasn't repaired, sir.
Oh dear. Nobody's seeing that. How did nobody see that?
Everything is fine now.
I don't think so.
It's suddenly malfunctioning, sir.
Malfunctioning? You're wrong. Look again.
Captain, I was just...
What?
You have a problem with that heading, Lieutenant?
Do you want to double back on our course, sir?
Sir,
That was a weird series of cuts.
I'm puzzled by you reversing our course.
Stop! Return to your quarters!
Oh, O'Brien.
What is that doing on our deck?
Exactly what do you believe you're sensing from him?
It's just the feeling that...
She's sitting that two-personality
that
thing.
he's
Duality.
closed part
Oh,
of
there's a
his mind
freaking
to me.
TOS shuttle there.
Then he'd have to be relieved of command. Which you could do, Doctor, but it's beaucoup trouble if you're wrong.
And at the
Beaucoup
moment, it's all
trouble.
pure speculation.
How appropriate for
He has
Jean-Luc.
done nothing to subject the Enterprise to danger.
I'd need a medical log citing clear evidence of incapacity.
Surely they would need more than just that one incident to relieve him of command.
I'd like you to come to sickbay for some examinations, Captain.
Oh,
It is my duty to inform the captain. We believe he may be under some kind of alien influence which may constitute a danger to this ship.
this is an order. You will arrange medical and psychiatric exams, both for yourself and them.
I'm sorry, I really am too busy for this kind of nonsense.
He's just lounging about.
Do I have to call?
I have absolutely no idea what the plot of the aliens that are taking over them are. Or if they are, I guess they're some sort of life.
What the hell? Sorry.
What do you want?
She's acting weird again.
Here are the results from the exams you ordered, sir. Please, are you Jean-Luc?
He is here.
Jean-Luc I know.
And more. As many of you suspected, when our ship passed through the edge of this, it accidentally carried away a sentient being. Drawn into the energy circuits of this vessel, it found its way to you, Worf. Frantic at being taken from its home world. And recognizing you as sentient beings, it pleaded for help. A resignation from this command and from Starfleet has been appropriately recorded.
I refuse to allow this, sir.
How does this resignation threaten the ship or its crew in any way?
Captain Picard, you are now relieved of duty. I judge you to be disabled and mentally incapacitated.
Uh-oh. Where is he? Ruh-roh.
First officer's log supplemental. More than an hour.
First officer's
has
log.
passed
Captain
since the
Picard is
captain
dead.
beamed out. Energy only.
So he's just floating around out there? How can we settle for that?
Give me a choice, then.
It's the captain. But only the captain. He's out there alone.
How? What? How is he alive? I don't understand.
Abandoned him.
Sir, the entity was caught in the ship's circuitry. The captain might try to get in the same way if he's in trouble.
Bring us in closer, LaForge.
Something crazy on my panel.
Get away from him. He's gonna shock you. Get away from it.
Status?
Peeper Picard.
I hope the captain remembers his physical pattern is here. If he has, his energy has moved into the transporter relays by now.
I wish we had some sign that he was in here.
There he be.
What are you talking about, Data? Is this still Sherlock Holmes?
Indubitably, sir. Indubitably.
Security Team 2 reports they've discovered a puddle of blood outside the Deley quarters.
Oh yeah, I
and they
forgot
can't
about
find
the
one of the
freaking
delegates.
delegates.
This couldn't have waited a moment.
It's good to see you, sir.
But
the problem
that's important.
Is that one of the cooks has just been asked to borrow a reptile for the Antikins, and it looks like the Deley delegate.
Riker, what were the...
They ate one of the freaking delegates.
Oh.
Okay, so you may have noticed that the lighting is now terrible, and my face is dark and everything is awful. It's because my computer died, so I lost the little tag on review I did at the end of the video, but everything else is saved, so I'm just going to re-record this. I wanted to do it now because the episode's still fresh in my mind. Let's talk about Among Us. Nope, Lonely Among Us, not Among Us. it was an okay episode. It wasn't as fun. It wasn't as good as Where No Man Has Gone Before. No One Has Gone Before. Because that episode, at least we had interesting characters with Kaczynski and the Traveler. This episode didn't have anything like that. And the plot was all over the place. I mean, they introduced the thing, the delegates, taking the delegates from the two planets to Parliament. But that goes nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It's there. You think that the storylines are going to connect at the end with that and the energy entity. Nothing ever comes to fruition with that. It's completely wasted. And then at the end, the little sort of joke scene. Oh yeah, one of the delegates ate one of the other delegates. It's like, what? It's like, shouldn't that be a serious thing? I don't know. That really threw me off. But the plot of the energy being that's they pass by the energy cloud, and like this all energy beings essentially gets pulled into the ship by accident, and the episode just clawing its way into the systems, trying to get back to its home, and then it ends up in Picard, and Patrick Stewart gives a great performance as like the sort of slightly off-kilter Picard. But all the science with that in this episode is just such schlock, and then it ends up, Picard turns into all energy, and how does that happen? Like, that seems like something that totally breaks the sort of science laws in the Star Trek universe, so that drove me nuts. So the science was awful, and really the plot was very thin, and it really was just to highlight some fun performances from Patrick Stewart, and the highlight was Data. I mean, Sherlock, or Data Holmes, that was a lot of fun. And Brent Spiner is just so good. Period. He's just so good. He's a great character actor. So just him being able to stretch his acting chops a little bit. Not that it's a particularly difficult role as that. I mean, Data, I'm sure, definitely is. But Data is not fully formed yet. He always has the query thing that he does, which, it's his first sort of run-in with humans for an extended period of time. So that's all well and good. But yeah, fine episode. I mean, I'd say it's better than a lot of the earlier ones I watched, but it wasn't as good as the last one. So I guess we're going to be sort of up and down from here on out. I was hoping maybe we get another great episode, another great in terms of TNG Season 1, great episode. But we didn't. But it is what it is. Still fun. A lot of fun moments. The alien designs were cool. That was another highlight. But yeah, serviceable, good. But is what it is. Thanks for watching.